Hello and welcome to the Breaking Free podcast. I'm your host, Nathan Francis, and today I'm very grateful and very humbly joined by Kurtis Evenden. I met Kurtis, Kurtis is gifting people with the knowledge and skills to create a healthy lifestyle, prioritizing functional movement patterns and feeling good in your own skin. I'm passionate about nurturing the mind, body, and spirit to fully experience life's challenges. I met Kurt, Noosa Beach, pouring rain, meditation, community connects. I think it was yoga, breath work, and some sound bowl singing, and it was unreal. Like we really that group that was there that day was pouring rain, and we all just connected in this awesome
we just embraced it.
Yeah,
The rain was heavy, but we all just decided, we're in for it. It was good, and it even made it like a bit of a deeper connection with that.
Yeah,
with that rain, and everyone just going, "Can you swear on here?"
Yeah, you can swear on
everyone just going, "Fuck it." We're doing it together. So
yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time.
So Kurt's PT here at the gym at Noosa Fit. We're sitting just outside here, looking out at nature. We just did a gym workout. It was really good to meet Kurt. I knew I met him for a reason, and very grateful he's here today to share his story and how he got involved in breath work and where he's moved from to be where he is now. And the breath work stuff was good because I was already doing breath work, but some of those techniques like 4-4-4, but then adding 6-8-10, box breathing on. Yeah, some really awesome stuff. So Kurt, if you want to let people know who you are and what you do, and we'll delve into your story, mate.
Mate. Yeah, so my name's Kurtis. You just introduced me, and I'm a personal trainer here at Noosa Fit, the gym. I've been here for probably a couple of years, but I'm originally from a town called Port Lincoln in South Australia. So I moved up here a couple of years because I was doing a lot of fishing work there. It was sort of involved with work with a bit of family and that, but I was kind of just not happy there. So I decided to, pack my car up. It was during like the Corona sort of time. So we couldn't drive through New South Wales or Victoria apparently. So I was with a mate and we just drove up South Australia, like a big straight line, and then just cut across into Queensland. Took like 4 days. It's a massive journey. And then, arrived here. And then I got into a job pretty well straight away here. I knew a mate, a good mate here, Lloyd, and his partner at the time. I knew them here. And then, I got a job straight away, but the job was called like Pelican Boat Hire. And it was just another sort of fishing job, like down the line of like what I was doing. And then started doing that. And then I started to have that thing inside of me that was like, what are you doing? And then I started getting a bit, depressed, but
lost.
Not happy, and usually a sign that something needs to change. So luckily a job opened up here at Noosa Fit, and then, my mate was working here, so very grateful to him. He kind of helped me get in here. And then I felt like the world just sort of opened up a bit more, and because I've always been into health and fitness and helping people. So from there, it's like, I've kind of found like what I'm here for a bit more, and it's very nourishing. But sometimes you have to have some pain happen before you get to like where you got to go.
And that's the thing with society, isn't it? We all avoid our pain,
Yeah.
And I know for me, I avoided mine for a very long time. So you said that you were a bit lost and stuff too. Like a lot of people can resonate with that.
Yeah.
Because if people that are listening to this know my story, I was lost too.
Yeah.
And I was in those dark times where you really find yourself, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. There's always a moment where you're lost, and then there's people around you. It could be family or friends telling you what to do or what you could do, but you have this sort of you have inside of you, if you can get quiet enough and listen, you've got this sort of intuition where that can kind of guide you. And it might seem not logical. Like I was on a not a bad fishing job. Like I was making good money. I had the opportunity to climb the ranks. There was opportunity like, oh, here we go. I could get money, get a house, get all that stuff. And I was starting to make a bit of money there. But I wasn't getting purpose and fulfillment, and I was already making not bad money. So I realized money isn't the thing to chase necessarily. Yeah, I want heaps of money, don't get me wrong. But like that can't be the driving factor. So yeah, just moving away helped a lot for me, and getting up to Queensland, whereas people do seem a little bit more open-minded here, and I noticed that. And like then also surrounding yourself with people that are on the same journey as you is massive, like a community, like, you know, so getting to meet people where they're wanting to grow. But that lost aspect is the interesting one. Like, what did you find when you were like lost? Like, what made you decide to be like, all right, I'm lost, I don't know what to do. Like, now this is what I've got to do. Like, how did that decision come about?
Well, I love what you said before about that little voice inside.
Yeah.
I had that little voice inside too,
Yeah.
man. That little voice inside told me that I was here for a more important reason than drinking, partying, sleeping around, and being a dickhead, really. And it was listening to that voice where it was always telling me to stop.
Yeah.
Like from 18 to 27, I'd walk a girl out my house, or I'd do things like that, and it was just Nathan, stop, Nathan, stop.
Yeah.
And then that voice got louder at 2020 when I couldn't go and do those things. Very grateful for the whole COVID period. I actually went in deep and learned who I truly was and why I was doing things I was doing, and reached out and asked for help and did all that stuff. But the thing for me was listening to that voice inside was telling me to stop.
Yeah.
And it was more than just my voice inside. It was my grandfather's voice too. And he was sort of the one that was guiding me home to my heart, because I was in my ego for such a long, long time. And it was like his hand, his voice, he was like showing me, he was showing me the way home to my heart. Like you can always go home, right? Like it's physical homes and stuff, but like home is where the heart is. And he was guiding me there.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. And what helped you like listen to the message, I guess? Because that's the big thing. Like we all have this voice, but like there's a lot of noise, especially nowadays in the world. And if you're on your phone, there's a lot of things going on.
TV.
There's a lot of noise and distraction everywhere.
That's the thing.
So
it's cutting out those distractions.
Yeah.
Because I would watch porn to distract myself. I would drink alcohol to distract and numb myself. I would chase women to distract and numb myself.
Yeah.
I would do all those self-sabotaging things to distract myself, numb my reality, numb my pain, to never ever face that darkness that existed within me. And that was my dark night of the soul. It was going to that place where I don't want to go, but it's like my grandfather and spirit and everything and me personally was like, you got to go down that path.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the path I was leading me down the gutter of misery.
Yeah.
And there was light at the end of the tunnel, and it was my light. I just had to sift through the shit to get to that light.
Yeah.
And it was cutting those distractions out.
Exactly. I like that. You literally do have to stop what you're doing, that short-term pleasure of like drinking and maybe getting validation through girls, whatever was going on.
100%.
And actually like facing yourself, spending time with yourself and your thoughts. So whether that's like meditating or just going for a walk. But the thing is, when you face yourself and you haven't faced yourself, there's going to be pain.
Oh, yeah.
But what do you have when you're a kid? Growing pains. You know what I mean? Like growing and pain, they happen together. But as you get better at growing, you get better at dealing with the pain. You have a better relationship with it, I find. You're not just letting it overtake you. And then you can like, once you build a better relationship with the pain, then you can, that's easier to grow.
Yeah.
I find.
100%. But like pain's the greatest teacher.
Yeah.
Like there's so many lessons in the pain, yet I don't know, for me and for people out there, me as well, a few years ago, I wanted to avoid ever going that painful place.
Yeah.
It's like pain's the teacher. Pain can show you the way.
Literally.
And it's all forms of pain. It's emotional pain, it's physical pain. Like there's a reason why people have their knees and their hips out. Well, where are they not supporting themselves? Like your back's your main support. If your back's out, well, where else in your life are you not supporting yourself?
Yeah.
And that's why your back's out.
Yeah, well, that's one thing as well with posture. Like if you're, your posture can affect how you feel. So if you even just sit up a bit taller in your chair or sit up taller where you are, you'll start feeling a lot better. Like put your chest out, start breathing a little bit deeper. you just start feeling calmer in that. Because it's, a lot of my work is I just know everything's connected with the body and the mind and spirit. Everything's connected together. Not like you just go into the gym and train your muscles. It's like at the same time you're training in a way that's going to affect how you are out here.
100%.
Are you being like present in the gym? Are you focusing? Are you like just doing it with the right intent? A lot of people can just go in there, get angry, and then go out and, oh yeah, whatever. But like, how you do anything, it's like how you do everything.
100%. And that's where you go to build your best self, is at the gym. And I don't know about you, but I see a lot of people in the gym where I go, and I think it's universally, like they'll finish their set, they'll pick up their phone, and then they'll do their thing scrolling and stuff. Like, are they present in their workout? Like,
No.
I'll leave my phone in my bag so I know what I'm doing, and I'll like breathe and relax and look myself in the mirror and say some affirmations during that rest time.
Yeah, and a gym is time to like. It can be a time great to go train with mates, and that's very enjoyable to like get that community aspect. Or it can be a time to go within.
Yeah,
really
100%.
sort out yourself, like push yourself, and not distract yourself in certain moments, and really find out kind of who you are.
Interesting that you brought that up, because since I started training at the gym, each week's been a lesson in my personal life.
Yeah.
It's like if I can lift that weight, well, my body will say no, but my mind's saying yes, body's saying no. It's like that plays out in my life during the week. Like there's always a lesson, and it starts in there at the gym.
Yeah,
it's interesting how you brought that up.
So like listening to your body, that kind of thing.
Yeah, or it's like so many like layers to it, but sometimes it's like a simple lesson of like be more kind.
Yeah,
it's like, are you being kind to yourself? So at the gym, it's like, well, am I listening?
Yeah, a lot of people get in the training habit of just beating up their bodies and never actually doing any restorative work like stretching and never moving with a sense of lovingness and a sense of curiosity in their body. Rather, you could be doing this a lat pull down and you could be, feeling your back. Oh yeah, nice. That's a good stretch on my back. And then contracting, and feeling the strength there. Or you could be sort of like, just getting it, like pulling it down, rushing it. And those two different intentions, like you may get similar results maybe in muscle size and whatever, but how that reflects in your everyday life, like is different. Like, you see those big, massive bodybuilders jacked up and whatever, and trying around the weights and stuff, and then like, are they happy outside the gym? Are they being who they want to be outside the gym?
Exactly.
Like, I find the gym can be a reflection for outside.
100%. And it's that question too: is are you showing up for yourself?
Yeah.
And if you're showing up for yourself and you love yourself and you're like self-love and self-worth, then you'll go to the gym.
Yeah.
And you'll find it very easy to get up in the morning and go. Yeah. I know for me, when I started going, it was hard. Being in Victoria, it was freezing cold. I had a buddy that would push me, which was good. But then it's like, well, this is building my best life. Like it starts here.
Well, you got this one vessel in this life to take you around. And if you keep this vessel healthy, you're going to have a much better quality of experience.
100%.
The human body is like probably one of the health, like it's the first thing you almost want to look after before you can start delving into like how your relationship's going and building career and all this stuff. You've got to be fit for service with your body, like able to have enough energy, able to like move. There's certain functions that I think, we as a human race should take care of, like our body. Carries us through life. It gives us the energy to do what we want to do.
But being more grateful for the body and not treating it like a garbage bin. It's literally what's going on right now out there. Is like people are treating their bodies like garbage bins, and it's like, well, that's your vessel.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be
with the nutrition.
You shouldn't be eating Maccas and drinking Coca-Cola and drinking beer every night. Like we came here, we didn't come here to do that.
Yeah.
We came here to do some pretty cool shit.
Yeah.
And if we can remember that and not and turn our back on that stuff, our bodies can do some pretty cool shit.
Like if a rocket was going to the moon, you wouldn't give it vegetable oil,
No.
would you? You're like you wanna feel your experience with the best like way possible in nutrition, in sleep, in training, and all that. And
and taking time to rest.
Yeah, taking time to rest. You don't have to be perfect.
No,
but you can slowly build your way to that. And so that's very important as well, because how you are feeling inside is going to affect
100%.
what you do outside.
And then we can go deeper into that layer. That onion, I call it the onion, like the layer. It's like, well, when people get to a certain point in their fitness and their tribe that they're with aren't there, they're that way inclined to go back to that tribe because they're different. Yeah. They're looking better. They're feeling better. But Tom, Dick, and Harry over there aren't feeling better. They're not looking better. Yeah. And that's Tom, Dick, and Harry are John's best friends.
Yeah.
John's changing.
Yeah.
Tom, Dick, and Harry aren't. Yeah. Oh, hang on.
You got to watch out though. They don't
that way
pull you back down.
It's like crab in the crab bucket. You get the crab come out. Yeah. Crabs to pull them back.
Yeah, we are like tribal beings. And we all want to be accepted. So
how did you go? Did you have anything like that happen with you? Did you have to turn your back on some people in your life?
No, not necessarily turn my back. I just sort of
kept rising.
Yeah, I've always been, even when I was fishing and stuff, I was always training, and so I was always used to living my way, even when the external circumstances weren't pushing like that healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
So learning that stuff was, so I've always been inclined that way, but who you surround yourself with, it does affect.
100%. Yeah, 100%. we got some people joining us here, so we might have to wrap things up in a minute. But Kurt, if there's a piece of advice for someone out there that's listened to you today, we'll have to go a bit longer and deeper in another one and another time. Yeah. There's a piece of advice out there for someone that's listening that's our age. How old are you?
28.
28. So you're a year younger than me. So there's someone out there listening. What would be your advice for those people to start their journey towards becoming better than where they currently are?
I would say get out a journal, start writing. I would say I've actually been playing this a bit with myself recently because I'm going to be doing some new stuff next year. But figuring out what you want, like, you know what I mean? Because we have these desires of what we want.
Yeah.
Like, I want this, I want that car, I want that Ferrari. But like, what do you actually want? What would you want to want?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So questioning your desires, whether they line up with the sort of person that you want to be.
Like your values.
Your values, yeah.
Yeah,
so like,
I like that.
Writing that down. And also, I'd say being kind to yourself when you're on this journey of growth. It's not a linear path up. There's going to be times, dips and troughs. So you have to be kind to yourself in those moments where you do slip up, because then, that's when that self-sabotage can just go even more down. I fucked up on this, and you don't identify with the fuck up, and then you go further down the rabbit hole. So being kind to yourself, saying, oh yeah, I'm human, I'm going to make mistakes, and then getting back on your track. The sooner you can get back on track, the better. And that takes a lot of messing up to practice getting back on track fast. So
yeah, it's a powerful advice. And that's the thing. It's like, you are going to make mistakes, but that's also a form of self-sabotage too. It's like fearing making that mistake, so I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to take that risk. It's like, take that risk.
Yeah, you got to take risks.
Like I say to people all the time, it's like, you get one shot at life. We get many shots, actually, if you want to go spiritually. Yeah. But in this life, we get one shot. It's like, why don't you make it count? Yeah. And then why would you want to be on your hospital bed, or I'm not going to be in a hospital bed, on my deathbed, looking my families in the eye, saying, well, I could have done that. I should have done that. Yeah. I would have done that, but I didn't. Yeah. It's like, I say, once you flip that script and be like, well, I did that. I did that cool thing. I wrote that book. I sung that song. I did that dance.
Yeah.
Lived a fucking good life.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah.
Like, where would you rather be
Yeah.
as a way to finish? Like, would you rather the regret, or would you rather be like, hey guys, I did some cool shit. I'm going to guide you guys on your phase of life from over here, wherever the other side is.
Yeah.
I'm going. Peace out.
Yeah. Ultimately, I think we're here to experience and learn. So I'm going out on my shield. I'm going for it,
Yeah.
Whatever that
absolutely.
is, and there's always stuff to work through. But
Absolutely.
if you've got, if you can try and keep your heart in the right place and keep moving forward to growth and love, then you've got to go for those experiences.
Yeah.
Life's about the interaction of people, interaction of the environment.
Yeah.
A lot of people can just isolate and not do anything. Life is literally out there, meeting people, experiencing, learning. It's active, and you have to create it. So you have to get out there and just get amongst it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I've got a couple more questions for you. Did you find during your darkest days that asking for help was something that you did? As a bus drives past right now, live here in Noosa.
To be honest, I've kind of struggled with that a little bit.
Everyone struggles with that.
Yeah, asking for help. I've had a few close people to me that I can have conversations and that with, but I think that's something that I honestly need to get better at myself, is asking for help. Like being like, asking honestly for help. And I think that's something to do with being a man and all that thing. Like
program,
yeah,
mate.
So
I know for
I'm
me,
still working through that.
I know for me, this might help you, might help everyone else out there. I know for me that asking for help was the biggest thing I ever did. And it actually propelled my journey forward like quickly.
And what way did you ask for help?
Well, for people that listen to my stuff, people that are new, that follow Kurt, for me, what I did was the day after I quit alcohol, man, I set an intention. I said, this is my last night of drinking, partying, sleeping around. I'm going to have one last crack, did drugs, did the whole lot. 2021 AFL Grand Final when Melbourne beat the Bulldogs. Looked myself in the mirror and said, that's it. No more. Go and do your thing, and then you're done. I had an all-nighter, huge bender, woke up the next afternoon, and the first thing I see on my Facebook feed was a podcast done by my mentor, Jason. And he was talking about self-sabotage. He's like, negative thoughts, thinking, he calls it, and then basically negative thoughts. Destroying yourself through alcohol and all these things. I tick that box. Then him talking about how we bring in people that are on our vibration due to our childhood. I was like, oh, fucking tick that box. Then he was talking about all the stuff, behaviors, distractions, and people pleasing. And I was like, tick, 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 and tick. And then I went, where's my crown, Kurt? I'm the king of self-sabotage, mate. He goes, and then he was talking about people that have an awesome opportunity or an amazing something like a job or a partner, and then you just go in a self-destruction mode and you fuck that thing up. And I'm like, that's my biggest tick.
Yeah,
like everything that was good in my life, I would self-destruct and destroy. A nice girl would come in. I don't want to. I'd ghost her, do those things. I was like, I tick that box.
Yeah.
So I went to him, I emailed him and said, mate, I just listened to your podcast with Adrian. Help me. He gave me some free advice, and he opened up an international. As we got a bus going past here. Interesting that those people left too. Maybe we're supposed to keep going here.
Yeah.
He opened up an international self-sabotage coaching school to like coach people to become better and to learn about the subconscious mind. And I was like, I gotta fucking do this. I was like, I have to do it. I don't care where the money comes from. I'm just doing it. So I signed up. And here I am now in Noosa talk that it just happened so quick. I learned that information, applied it to myself first, and then went, this information's gold. Yeah, literally gold.
So it's helped you a lot.
Oh yeah, man. Learning about my subconscious mind pathways and how I was doing these things and why I gained that conscious awareness. Going in deep with the programming from the TV and the movies, I can tell you right now, I used to watch American Pie. I used to watch Friends. I used to watch 2.5 Men. Can you see where my fuckboy stuff come from? Yeah. I wanted to be Joey. I wanted to have all the women. I wanted to be Charlie. I wanted the beach house. I wanted the cigars. I wanted the beers. I wanted the women. I wanted the revolving door. I didn't want the relationship. I just wanted the women. Yeah. And then I want to be like Stifler.
Yeah.
I was like stiff. Like, I would brag about all my conquests. I'd go, oh, gee, she was hot. She was good last night. Like I would do that in my life.
Yeah.
It's like I got to turn my back on that stuff. I can't keep watching it.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's programming from a lot of them shows and
Yep.
a lot of that stuff, and
That's
that's
what
not
I learned.
reality.
I learned all of that. I learned, well, they're trying to program you to self-destruct. I've just learned information that's exactly the same programming to turn you into being an actual king in your life, being a Superman, Supergirl, Superwoman. Like that information that they put in the TV to destroy you, I use that same information. I'm not trying to destroy you. I'm trying to lift you up into becoming the best version of you you possibly be.
And you've been through it, man.
100%.
So you've got the voice to say it.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, that's good, man.
But I had to regain that voice though, was what I was talking about before with that inner child. It's like that inner child was blocking me from standing up in the world, from writing and speaking. Because a teacher said, Nate, you don't want you writing about footy and cricket anymore. You don't want you writing about being a hero. I was like, well, if that's not worthy, that was my subconscious block. Like that's not worthy writing about that.
Yeah.
And that's all I wanted to write about.
Yeah. And what do you think is the best way to like find out what the blockages are? You know, the barriers.
Well, if people are interested in a session with me, I have a very deep questionnaire, and we get to the root cause of that through that. And quite often it's childhood, and quite often it's either a parent or someone in someone's life has said to them, you can't do something. And they put that subconscious block there. And our body can do some cool shit. So I can sort of feel my way through and go, I know where the program's come from. And when I have someone comes in, I go, tell me about school. Tell me about school. Tell me about your childhood. And it'll just come out.
Well,
they'll just say it and I'll go, oh, that's where it's come from.
The questions, the quality of your questions are the quality of your life.
100%.
So what sort of questions you're asking yourself is going to impact.
Here's a question that's in my questionnaire. If you had $10 million, what would you do with it? But what does that look like, feel like, taste like, and smell like? Having that amount of money.
Feels good.
Yeah.
I'd obviously get set up, get a good house, take care of some of my family.
See? Yeah.
I would just have a awesome house, take care of some of my family.
Does that make you uncomfortable?
That amount of money?
Yeah.
Nah.
Because it makes sometimes, due to wealth programming, it'll make people uncomfortable. So if someone was to have that amount of money come in, they would spend it all.
Yeah.
Because it's like what I was talking about before. It's like, well, Tom, Dick, and Harry don't have $10 million.
Yeah.
I want to be bond with my Tom, Dick, and Harry best friends. They don't have $10 million.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go and destroy it to get back with my tribe.
Yeah.
It's like Michael Vick.
Sabotage. Yeah.
Sorry about, do you know Michael Vick, the NFL footballer?
No.
Give him a Google. He signed the biggest NFL contract. It was like $100 million or something like that. Ridiculous amount of money. He was our age, or maybe a bit younger when he signed it, right?
Yeah.
He came from a family that was poor, they were broke, they were struggling.
Yeah.
He signed the biggest deal ever. He started a dogfighting ring and lost it all and went to jail because of the subconscious mind program of I've got to struggle.
Yeah. And he's done,
and that amount of money
he didn't deserve it. And sometimes when that amount of money can happen like that,
so it's like
it can do something weird.
So I asked that question: is it like if that makes you uncomfortable, then we go, and then the next question is if that makes you uncomfortable, why?
Yeah.
If that doesn't make you uncomfortable, moved on to the next question.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just about digging deeper.
It's like, why does that amount of money make you uncomfortable? Where's that come from?
Yeah.
And it goes back to childhood every time.
Yeah, the questions, man, like, because a lot of people aren't questioning things. You see it every day.
100%.
We talk about the same conversations every day, and it'll just be the same thing. And then no wonder they're not changing because they're not asking themselves new questions. I think that's the thing I've found recently as well. Is it's the questions that we ask ourselves that are really going to, because I think we all know the answer. Like you do know the answer within.
Oh, well, I helped you out with that about half an hour ago, didn't I?
Yeah.
You're right, though.
Yeah, we all know the answers within. And it's just about, you can have someone asking the questions, but getting someone to like either questioning yourself or getting someone that is trained to question certain things. And you can figure it out because this is your like inside the soul that is what's really going to give you fulfillment and going to give you the biggest gift that you can give to the world is like getting that through and getting rid of all the barriers. You know,
They're your barriers.
Yeah, they're your there's barriers that have just built up from programming and all sorts of shit.
Yep. Fear.
Yeah. That's a big one. Fear
is huge. Yeah.
Do you deal with that much?
Fear.
Yeah.
I had fear of doing stuff like this. I had fear of being like this and being stronger. I had all sorts of fears, man. I had fear of meeting an awesome, powerful woman. I had fear of that. Like I had a lot of fears, but it's like casting that fear aside. But then stripping back the layer of onion, it's like, well, where's that fear come from? It comes from that little boy.
Yeah.
That didn't know what love was.
Yeah.
Didn't know how to love, closed off from love due to some real deep stuff that happened to him. It's like, go back to that child and show him a new way. So I went back to that child and showed him a new way and said, look, I'm sorry this happened to you, but I'm stronger, more loving, more kind, as I'm a new version of you.
Yeah.
Let's merge together and let's become one.
Yeah.
Powerful, man.
You healed your inner child.
Healing the inner child. I've healed many inner childs and there's still more to come up probably.
Yeah.
But it's like those inner children that we have block us from standing out in the world.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Dr.
Because
Matter?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, he does.
With my clients, I share like motivational videos at the end of the sessions. A lot of my videos are Dr. Gavin.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that inner child, it does come from somewhere. I did a Tony Robbins event once.
Oh yeah.
And because I've never really thought I've had any inner child problems like childhood trauma.
Yeah, everyone thinks that, but once they delve into it, well, everyone's version of trauma is different.
Yeah, exactly. Like
it's not sexual abuse or mental abuse, but it might be actually, could very well be verbal abuse or something. Like even a trauma for a child is being told you can't do something. That's traumatic.
Yeah, pretty much. Like mine come back to be like, you're not enough in a certain way. And I didn't realize till then. And I realized that come from my child. And I was like, oh shit. Like,
that's so simple.
Yeah. I was like, but that big event did help me and it got it out. I was like, oh, you've got this thing that you're not smart enough, or you like imposter syndrome, like you're not enough in that.
Where'd it come from? Why was it there? Who put it there?
Yeah.
Did you put it there? Did someone put it there?
Yeah. Like someone put it there, but like not knowing that they put it there, you know?
Yeah, and that's the fear of it. That's the blockage of it. It's like delving into that. And removing that block is you showing up as that healthy version of you and showing that child a new way. You're reparenting that child. Yeah,
it's important, man.
It is. A lot of tears, man. And that's another thing too. Men, a lot of us are afraid to cry. Like this morning, I did a Tony Robbins calming meditation.
Oh, no.
I might send it to you. It's really good.
Yeah.
I've been telling you about it. I do it every Saturday morning. This morning, I cried for 45 minutes.
Oh, wow. What about?
I don't know yet. I actually don't know yet. Yeah. I think it was another one of my little inner children, but I haven't really sat with it yet because I've had a busy day, but I will sit with it tonight and nut out what that was because it was powerful, man. And a lot of men out there, our age, older, younger, don't cry, don't show emotion. Well, us showing emotion, us crying is extremely powerful.
Yeah, it's a big release.
It is. And even asking for help. Like, I know a lot of older men out there, their programming is don't ask for help, it's a sign of weakness.
Yeah. What did it feel like when you emailed that guy?
It was powerful.
What's it?
I was like, can I just have some help? I actually emailed him, Jason. I've actually interviewed Jason a couple of times on my podcast, and we haven't delved into it yet. But I emailed him and said, I'm the king of self-sabotage. Can you help me? He's like, all right, here's some free stuff, like just some articles and some videos, and just to get the mind going. And then, once that school opened and he worked with me, he said some really, really nice things to me that sort of helped me step out into the world. Like, I remember one thing he said. He was like, "You're an extremely powerful soul. Like, there's a lightning rod shining through you." He's Canadian, so think of it as a Canadian accent. He's like, "There's a lightning rod shining through you. Don't know where it's come from, but you'll find it out one day." Yeah, it's like,
well, it sounds like from.
He's like, "You're so passionate."
As well, from what your teacher said about the writing, like weren't getting the support, and then someone that actually gives you the support.
Yeah,
and,
that's
and
what
then you're like,
that's literally what
"Oh,
Jason did for me. He
Yeah.
he showed me that I can do this.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But not only can I do this, I can fucking make it big.
Yeah, that's good. Man.
Realizing that
Yeah, bro.
changed my life, bro.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Like I never thought I'd be doing something like this. Like never
Yeah.
thought I'd leave where I was from to come up here to change everything.
Yeah,
Incredible journey.
yeah, bro. It's a big journey, and it's kind of
But
it's a leap of faith.
it was
isn't it?
asking for help though. If
Yeah,
I didn't ask for help, I wouldn't be here.
that's what it is. Asking for help.
And now I get into those little positions where I'm a little bit stuck and stagnant, but I'll still ask for help from someone, my brother or a couple of other mentors. I've met so many awesome people on this journey, and I know each of them will help me if I ask, and they do.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I think that's what we're here for as a human race, is to help each other.
And connect.
You know, connection's so important. I think that's a thing.
But you can't have that connection if you don't connect to yourself.
Exactly. If you're not connected to yourself, you can't connect to others as well, because if you're lying to yourself and pretending to be certain ways, then that's going to show up.
It is. Then you're going to attract lies into your life that lie just like you do.
Your inner world your outer world is a reflection of your inner world.
100%.
So much.
If you're lying, cheating, stealing, are you watching and listening to stuff that's lying, cheating, and stealing in your life? Then if you are, then maybe stop doing that.
Yeah.
And then be a bit more honest and more forthcoming, and you'll have a Tom, Dick, and Harry friendship group that are a lot more honest with you and themselves.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, like once you start being more honest with yourself, it might not happen straight away.
Yeah,
but it will happen.
Yeah,
you have to have that faith of how you're.
That's a big one. Patience, resilience, and discipline.
Yeah, you have to have the discipline and the faith, because it doesn't work like. I could use losing weight, for example. Like, you eat healthy one day, you're not going to have a six-pack the next day. Like, it takes, discipline, consistency, and faith.
We're a quick fix society. We want the pill, we want the drug, we want the energy healing, we want the steroids, we want all these things to become better. Yeah. Yet, if we just be patient with ourselves, be resilient, be disciplined, and just show up every single day, you'll build it over time. It's like going to the gym and doing the reps.
Trusting the process.
Keep doing this. It's the same with the mind. So if you've got all this negative programming, you can reprogram positive content. Like I can send you hypnosis recordings and all sorts of stuff to reprogram. Probably turn your TV off for a start. And then over time, you'll build the repetition in the mind to get rid of the negativity that's there. Like your positive will always outweigh the negative.
Yeah.
But it's like we get to that certain point and stop if you don't see instant results.
Yeah.
Like people in the gym, they'll go for 6 weeks. I don't have the body I want.
Yeah.
Fuck this. I'm done.
It takes time.
It takes time. Like I've been training for 8 months now, just starting to see some tonnage and some muscle.
Give us a flex.
Oh yeah. It's like it takes time, man. And it's like in 5 years' time, I'll be a lot bigger, a bit more bigger than what I am now. It's like I don't be too big, but
no, everything takes time. Yeah, and that can be one thing that can get people off the path as well, is realizing that the results are not always quick. Yeah, they can be quick sometimes with certain aspects, but a lot of it takes time and trusting the process, and not until a lot of the time until you surrender to the process.
Yes, it's a big one.
And then you will finally get rewarded, because I reckon whatever the universe or God, they will reward the people that surrender and commit to the path of betterment, or the path of what they want to do. They're like, okay, this person is in. This person really wants this. They're like going for it. They will get rewarded. But if you're doing it and then nothing's happening, I'll just jump off.
Yeah,
it could be like that one little thing where you finally get over the edge, but you fell back down.
Yeah,
so it's
life's always working for you. Universe is always working for you, but people don't think it is, but it actually is, because of your vibration and energy and your habits.
Yeah.
So if you can change all of those, then the universe will start working things in. Like it's always working out for you. It doesn't matter if it's negative or positive. It doesn't matter. It's always working out.
Just having that mindset of, it's working out for me. What is happening is meant to happen.
Then
like, what's the opposite mindset? It's like, oh, this is meant to the victim. Like,
Yes.
it's just a change in mindset. Like, this is meant to happen. What can I learn from it?
Yes.
How else are you going to look at it? You know,
Yeah,
like,
100%.
you got to look at it that way to grow.
Yeah.
You know, it's the perception of how you perceive things. Like, you know, two people could see a car crash, and one person could be traumatized, and the other person could be, oh, no worries, they're on their way. You know, but they both experienced the same thing, but what they perceived was a lot different. That, you know, the person that's in the car crash was like, that's horrible, whatever, and then one of them was like, yeah, that's horrible, and then, you know, but there's nothing I can do now, I have to move on, and the other person could just stew on it and not get back to reality.
Probably because they had a car crash themselves or were affected by one. It's you're right, it's perception.
Yeah. And one thing I find as well is, if a lot of people get wrapped up in their mind and stuff, so a lot of what I like to do myself and
Here we go.
the people I talk to is just getting present. So, like, literally feeling your senses. So, like, smelling the air. That's one thing that I do. I sort of just smell the air. You'll notice your rib cage.
You can smell some rain right now, can't
we? Smell some rain.
Yeah.
Clean up a little bit.
Yeah.
And just like feeling where you are. If you're feeling your feet under you, you're not going to be caught up in thought land and in these white water rapids of your mind. And if you're you know, practicing being in your body, feeling your breath, feeling your body where it is, like, okay, this is where I am right now. I'm sitting down on this chair next to you, having a good conversation, like bringing yourself to like what is actually happening. Like, that's powerful, because drama and all that lives in abstractions, lives in thought land.
Yeah.
So if you're in your body and you're present and you're doing the task that you're doing, like right here, right now, like, you can't be having those negative thoughts, like, if you're present, you know.
Yeah.
And,
Big one.
And if you're still having them, you still need to work on getting present. And it's a practice. It's bringing yourself back to it all the time. That's what meditation's good for.
Yeah.
A lot of people do meditation. They're like, all right, no, I can't do it. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking. I'm like, you got it. That's the whole point of meditation. You're noticing your thinking.
Yes.
You know, and then you get back to, if you have an anchor, you get back to your breath. You're not actually doing it wrong.
I find that they're afraid to go back to that dark place because it's bringing up stuff.
Yeah.
It's bringing up those negative emotions that they're running away from.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it's like people say to me all the time in sessions, I can't meditate. Well, we just filled out a questionnaire. I know why you're running away. Let's face that now so you can.
Exactly. Like,
if something seriously happened to you, go back and face it. Forgive the people that are there. Forgive them, love them, move forward.
Yeah,
it doesn't define you.
You can't change what you can't sense and shine the light on. If you don't shine your light on those spots, then 100%. You know, good luck changing. So
yeah,
it's hard.
It is,
and it's painful.
Yeah,
but if you know you ultimately want to grow and want to be the sort of person you want to be, you've got to go through these growing pains.
100%.
You know,
100%. And a lot of men out our age are doing all sorts of things for themselves, aren't they? And it's just a matter of that self-awareness and understanding why they're doing those things. Are they trying to please their friends? Are they running away from that little child that was told they can't do something? It's like asking those questions. It's like, before you pick up that drink, well, am I stressed? Am I tired? Am I lonely? Am I horny? Why am I drinking tonight?
Am I trying to run away from my feelings?
What am I running away from?
Yeah.
And I was mate, I was Usain Bolt at running away. If I had a moment to dig on my phone, that's at Beers the Pub, I was there. Like, I was gone. Like, I was just Superman at running away.
Kick yourself down.
Yeah, mate, I was a runner.
Yeah.
But as soon as I heard that voice that said, Nathan, stop, once I stopped and just sat and just listened.
Yeah.
And then asked for help. And then that's how it works, man.
Yeah. We
all have a little voice inside, and it's guiding us to some pretty awesome shit.
Yeah, man, for sure. As we can both tell on the path, like what we've done. We've both come from, you know, I've never been depressed in that, but I'm much more enjoying my life now because I'm literally like doing the stuff that I want to do.
Yes.
So it's like that is just powerful as
It is,
hell.
yeah.
Like it gives you like vibrancy for life, and
Yep.
You do have to have sometimes a bit of pain does have to happen for it to come ahead, but the sooner you can listen to that whisper of your intuition and answer that, the better.
100%. If that's been an awesome chat, man. Thank you so much for coming on. If there's one message, we've already answered that question half an hour ago. People rocked up, but it's like, how would you like to finish this? What would be your final word, your final takeaway for someone?
Well, I appreciate you for having me on, bro.
No worries, mate.
It's been good.
Met you for a reason.
Yeah. You're still yet to tell me.
Yeah. Maybe after this, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final
This was
take.
part of that. This was part of that reason. But there's a bigger reason. Yeah.
Probably the biggest thing is like we talked a lot about some sort of deep topics.
We have.
And some stuff that can be a lot of mind stuff. But the thing is, for you listening, is making a behavioral change out of it. Like the changes come from the behaviors and the actions. So my wish for you would be make the change in behavior that that you should make, and then keep going with it. If you slip up, like I said before, be kind to yourself and then get back to it. It's a process and you get better on the way. It's a learning journey.
Be an awesome guest, man. We need to do this again before you jet off somewhere else on your awesome journey.
Yeah, bro.
But before you go, where can people find you?
Yeah.
And if someone wants to get in contact with you for some help, where can they find you? Where can they go?
Yeah, so I've got an Instagram. It's _bevolve, BEVOLVE, and then an underscore at the end. So that's where I post like most of my content. It's a lot of
good advice on there, by the way. Breath work, and you went for a run the Savo. I need to watch that video, but there's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I sort of trying to relate the body mind stuff with the fitness, and I'm a PT, and then the mind stuff in there as well, and just like healthy stuff going on, and then bits and pieces of what I'm doing in my life. So
give me a follow. I'm looking forward to your journey, mate. I'm looking forward to being part of it, actually.
Yeah.
There's another little hint for you. Thank you for listening and watching wherever in the world you are. This has been the Breaking Free podcast. I'll see you guys again real soon. Kurt's going to jump back on before he jets off somewhere else. And I'll see you guys again real soon with some more awesome guests. Thank you, Kurt. You're a legend, man.
Peace, gang.